Welcome back to On the Couch here at the lounge at Manhattan Beach Toyota. I'm Brad Jacobson. I have JP behind the camera, and today I have a really great guest with me, Doug Weems. Doug, how you doing today?
Glad to be here. Thanks for having me.
So many good stories with Doug. Obviously, a lot of people know you from the punk band 98 Mute. I know you more as a father because I was not around when you were in that band. What's some of your most fond memories of playing in the South Bay?
Lots of good fond memories, that's for sure. As far as any particular one, there's a lot of it is a blur.
I was going to say, there might not be enough memory left to...
No, we had an amazing time. It was kind of a good little resurgence of the punk rock scene at that time, and we were fortunate to come around during it. So local shows, there was, I would have to probably say Wolf's Den, which is now Indian food place. It was got in between, maybe back home to Lahaina. So anyways, it's just down the road from here.
Yeah.
And that was a fun one. We probably played with Deviates and or 1208, right. Some of the other bands that were kind of in the same time period as us. And
well, that's one of the things I say about the South Bay is it's kind of like they say about the East Coast weather. If you don't like it, wait 5 minutes, it'll change. It's kind of like the businesses in Manhattan Beach or even the houses in Manhattan or in the South Bay. If you don't like them, wait 5 minutes, they'll change.
Yeah, that's true. We still have our few staples.
Yeah.
Your El Sombrero.
Yeah.
But you're right. Yeah, most things have turned over. There's a few still around, but.
So I do have a little fun thing here for you. I usually don't do this with guests, but we have this up here in the lounge, and I'll probably have to show this differently. But Latitudes, there's a band in here. I think you're familiar with 98 Mute.
Yep, we made the cut. I see that.
What do you remember about Latitudes?
I do remember not nice bouncers. Is this family show language?
How are you?
Okay.
We'll beep out.
Okay.
If there's
I want to keep it clean. No, but there's some a-hole bouncer guys that were just there to flex their muscle and stuff. But fun place, local. I mean, we used to have to go to Hollywood to play, and that's always a big haul. And to get people off the couch to go up there and see you, not as easy as just getting to go down the street. So Latitudes was a fun local venue. Had a lot of good bands come through. Bands from out of town would come in, which is always a treat for us kids here. That was fun.
So you and I have something in common. We both have little girls, and now you have two. You have a boy and a girl. I have just the girl. But how much has that changed your life?
A lot.
Crazy,
in
right?
an amazing way, though. Yeah, it is crazy. Having kids, it's not about you anymore. It's about making sure they have what they need, taking care of them, looking after them. And
every time I see you, it always seems like you're with your kids or you're sharing stories about your kids.
Yeah,
I love that.
They're the reason to get up. It's pretty special, pretty cool.
Let's go on to something fun.
All right.
Third picture on your phone. This is something we do with our guests. Pull out your phone and show us your third picture. Let's hope this is a family-friendly photo.
I can tell you it's not going to be anything bad. It might be boring as heck. I don't know, maybe. All right, this is no lie. I'm doing this legit. 1, 2, 3. All right, that's a good, awesome picture here. This is, you want me to show you or the camera?
Yeah, you can show me. I'll show the camera.
All right.
All right.
So what you're looking at there is I was at a amazing friend / sister brother's wedding. Danielle Compton Martin and Timmy Wheeler this weekend. And the picture is actually of all our kids singing. They sang a song a cappella, got up in front of the whole wedding party.
Right.
But it was so cute, and they nailed it.
What is a go-to page for you on Instagram? Something that you always check?
Civic Couch. After that, this is family, right? Family show. Okay. just gotta make sure that. Honestly, I love seeing kids getting hurt, and then not because I want kids to get hurt, because these videos are amazing. So they're videos of kids getting hurt, morons doing things.
That's
and
a good one
called, I think it's called Frats, and it's just the dumbest people doing the dumbest stuff.
Right.
No one gets really hurt. I mean, I hope, but check it out. It's super funny. So that's why I'm like all about the entertainment value.
Yeah.
And I like seeing
that's
my
what
friends.
Instagram is. It's just about flipping through and stopping when you see something that's interesting to you. Yeah, and I think that's the difference. That's what I do anyway. Yeah. Facebook is where I read.
Yep.
Instagram is where I laugh.
Exactly. Yep.
Yeah, so
I do a lot of laughing on Facebook too, though.
Yeah.
At the expense of others.
Chris Wells.
Yeah. Wells is.
He knows how to pull a tail.
Oh, he's the best of the best. He does know how to get your goat.
You picked the Redondo Beach room. Can you tell us a little bit about why you picked Redondo Beach?
Sure. A little background, I guess. I was born and raised in Manhattan Beach, went to schools in Manhattan Beach, on the Walk Street area. Grew up on 4th Street, which is kind of like an infamous street in Manhattan Beach because we had kids of all ages. And then later in life, my mom moved to Hermosa. My dad lived in Hermosa. And I eventually moved to Redondo Beach with my wife and family. And we've been over there for 15 years. Wow. So I figured I'm a Redondo Beach resident.
You are now,
my
yeah.
kids are Redondo Beach, going to my alma mater's rival school when they get to high school, which I'm okay with, though. It's not so much the Manhattan Beach I grew up in. It's kind of sailed. Not today's beautiful, love it.
Right.
I still go to the beach at 4th Street.
Right.
And Hermosa Beach is actually kind of where I actually spend most of my time because I have an office in Hermosa Beach.
Right. So obviously you're a lifelonger. You've been here. You were born and raised South Bay. What is no longer around that was what was around when you were growing up that you miss the most?
Well, I guess what I miss the most, and again, not a negative thing, is like you just a little bit of a disconnect when I drive through the town. I'm like, you sort of see it's just not the same landscape it was.
Right.
So you sort of get nostalgic, and you always think what you had was better, and it's not better, it's just different.
Right.
So I do miss
I like that
seeing
you said that.
there was a time in my life where I couldn't pay for something, where you go to every restaurant, someone's working there, you're getting a drink or whatever the case may be. I really don't know a lot of the people throughout the Manhattan Beach area. But then again, there's so much of it that has not changed a bit. You get your feet in the sand, you're still at the same place that was the same place 50 years ago. Right. I'm 46, so for me it's been a long time. Driving here, I'm driving past what used to be the Pizza Hut where we go after the games, or we get ice cream at the Ice Box, which is now I think Two Guns.
Right.
Now Goat Hill, we all bought our OP shorts and stubbies at Goat Hill, which was where I think that. Also where that coffee place is now. So
yeah,
you do miss that stuff, but it's all good. It's just life keeps changing. So
sticking with the South Bay, I showed you my favorite picture that we have here in the lounge, and it's a photo of Pollywog Park from 1951.
Yeah.
It kind of brings you to the old South Bay. There's no big homes.
Crazy.
But it got us talking about somebody that you have experienced, was Lady in White.
Oh, yeah.
Can you tell us, for people who maybe don't know her or maybe want to relive the memories of her?
Sure. Every local knows about the Lady in White. She was this little old lady, kind of dressed almost like a pope, sort of, with a white hat, white kind of cloaky thing, and pushing a little old lady cart throughout town. She'd cross the streets wherever she wanted to cross, so cars would have to stop.
Yeah.
Definitely something was off in her head. And the biggest rumor, which probably is true, but I can't speak for Stan, that she would kill and eat the ducks at Pollywog Park.
I've heard that many a time.
Yeah, so either that grew from something or who knows, but that's kind of the story of her. My biggest run-in with her was always at Valley Park. I grew up by Valley Park in Hermosa, and she had her spot there, and we would go. We always wanted to see her, get as close as we could. And then sort of she would yell some random curse words, like a Tourette's kind of thing.
Yeah.
And we just all run and scream. Yeah. Turkey John. Yeah.
We also have Turkey John, yeah.
Yep, he's definitely one of them. There's an old dude we used to call the Penguin down in Hermosa that literally looked like the Penguin from Batman.
Yeah.
Flipjack. This dude would just do flips around the beach.
We're going to switch it up a little bit. We're going to go with a pet peeve.
One, I don't know why it bothers me so much, is when people are going to make their left-hand turn, but they don't go out into the intersection far enough to let the car behind them get far enough in to get the yellow light turn, Or just...
That's a good one, actually.
The phone walkers, too, walking straight, slowly, while cars trying to cross through the crosswalk. It's like, pull your head out. Come on, get with it. I'm sure I've done that, too, so.
So there's a big catchphrase now. It's called Netflix and chill. We're not going to Netflix and chill.
Good.
But I would like to know, are you a Netflix user? And if so, do you have your go-to show right now?
Yes, love Netflix. So there's like, me and my wife are, from the morning, we're like, high five, let's go, passing ships in the night, getting the kids where they need to be. But when we get home, get the kids in bed, we get to just chill, put on a show or two. She'll usually fall asleep after 1. But the shows, we just finished Shameless, which had 8 seasons.
I haven't seen that. It's good?
Amazing.
Recommend.
William H. Macy. It is insane. That one, and we just started, what about Better Call Saul?
Yeah.
Which is the
I'm watching that one, yeah.
Okay, so we're in season 1 still on that.
What is a band or a singer that nobody would believe that you love? Like,
Well, if you're thinking I'm like punk rock, like that's all I listen to.
Okay.
That ship sailed. I mean, I still respect it.
Sure.
I go back for the nostalgia of like there's albums I could still put on, just like wow, just so good. But I'm an older guy now, and the tempo is not always what I want to listen to. But I like a lot of the Mellor stuff. Like a huge fan of Conor Oberst, who was the singer of Bright Eyes, and all his projects. He does a bunch of folky stuff.
Nice.
But a lot
You are
of people
getting
like
old.
that. But yeah, I am old for sure. And then my mom was a huge influence on my music, as far as like she would always blast songs every morning while we're getting ready for school. You know, it would be Devo.
That's a great band.
Great band for
Great band.
sure.
Those Devo, I mean, they started glasses,
Oh, yeah.
sunglasses.
Whatever the hats were, you know.
Oh yeah.
Flower pots and that shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, Earth, Wind and Fire. Like,
Yeah,
I
that's
do.
good though too. Man.
I dance at weddings.
stuff.
Like that's kind of something everyone should know.
Is it good, or is it something that we're like?
Oh, I'm terrible, but I could do it like I'm killing it. You know, I'm like loud and jumping.
Wait, did you get
and
the white guy
sweating.
overbite? You're
Yeah,
really
I'm
good
just
into
like
that?
full on. Let's do this. So that's super fun. I actually would, like, for me, when we used to tour, right? We'd go all over the country and Canada in a van. You know, all these other, like, we were on the Warped tours, and everyone's got these killer buses with bus drivers, and we were this dirty, stinky 5 or 6 people in a van driving around. When I was my turn to drive, when everyone was sleeping, I put on country. Like, it's good driving music.
Yeah.
Like, you know, it's cheesy. A lot of it's
and that's
terrible.
what they talk about. Is kind of has that whole open road feel to it.
Totally,
you know?
yeah. Yeah, so I'm guilty of country once in a while, for sure.
Yeah. Back to this. Do you have any guilty pleasures?
I have been on a stand-up paddleboard before, and I'm gonna tell you, I mean, I don't like him.
Chris Brown will love this answer.
Yeah, bring it on, CB. But you will never see me in a lineup on one.
Yeah.
And we actually would catch tiny little waves you would never be surfing.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like you could.
It's a good workout too.
It's a fun workout. It's a way to get in the water when you wouldn't anyways on a day that's flat. Yeah. Other than that, no, I'm pretty perfect. No guilty pleasures. Maybe.
Alrighty, so it is a weekend.
Yes.
You got no plans. The kids don't have soccer games. Let's just do a fake world here. What are you doing?
We're going to the beach. I mean, not in the middle of winter, obviously, but all summer long. Don't even need to really text each other. Like my family, a bunch of friends' families. We all go to 4th Street.
That whole
hang out.
like little section of beach there, 1st Street to 4th Street.
Yeah.
There's still like a tight knit there, but there's something about that crew that you still see them going back, even the older generation, Dirk Levy's and things
we're
like that.
sitting with my mom and all our neighbors who are, you know, my parents basically, us and their grandkids. Like it's definitely a family vibe down there.
Right.
Open arms for new friends that we made to come down and hang. So there's a lot of new folks too down there. But yeah, Neptune is amazing with Derek and that crew and Pat Reardon. And you know, those are the guys who I grew up looking up to as a surfer down in that end of town. There's like your Chris Wells, Chris Evans, Brian Bradfield, Mick and Chance Barber. I mean, these are guys, you probably know most of them, at least by name.
Yeah.
And you know, of course, Derek and Jay Russell and those guys on the next generation up.
Right. You guys recently did a reunion concert in LA, and you had some of the all-time, obviously not only South Bay punk bands, but other bands. What was that like? Was that fun? Did you come back from that going, man, I got to get the band back together?
No to that, but not in a negative way. It was such a fun night. It was at a great venue that I had seen so many amazing bands over the years when I was younger at, the Hollywood Palladium. Pennywise was always our big brother band. Like they took us all over the world to play as support for them. So opening for them when they were doing their albums each night. It was pretty insane. Right. And of course, the South Bay crowd, I mean, take us out of it, all the same people are going to be there because of Pennywise. But maybe a few extras came out of the woodwork to see 98 Mute, JP's Generation.
There was a lot of talk about it. I mean, there was a lot of talk about you guys playing that concert. I remember that.
Yeah, but it was fun. It was a lot of work, though. I mean, I don't pick up the bass anymore. It's just, so I had to like retrain my muscles, learn the songs. All of us were like, we got Patch reading lyrics, our singers reading lyrics off a phone. You know, so we had to prep for like 2 months to figure it out. We probably got together 7 to 10 times, maybe 3 times with our singers. So it was kind of like, can we pull this off?
Right.
And I think we pulled it off. But it wasn't something like I want to get in a dirty van again and go do that, you know? Like, leave my kids and my wife.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
just
yeah.
not where I'm at in my life.
Where is your favorite place to surf in the South Bay?
So over the years, I've sort of migrated south from Rosecrans, where I lived for, she's like 7 years off Rosecrans. She surfed down there with that whole crew. Then I ended up at Marine for a lot of years. It just gets crowded and pushing. So now,
Right.
for the last like 10 solid years,
going
I've been
south.
surfing down in Hermosa,
Yeah.
16th Street. There's about 7 to 10 of us that are pretty much out there anytime there's waves.
Right.
You got your Daniel Dell, Dan Connell, Matt
Yeah.
Walls. Like
Those guys have been there for a while.
yeah, they're always out there. Dickie O'Reilly, and myself, and the Iglory brothers. Quick sidebar story: I was conned into surfing Marine Street a couple weeks ago with my couple buddies, Steve Mydroth and Dickie O'Reilly, and I was so just driving through Manhattan Beach and Highland at that time in the morning. I dropped the kids off at school at 8.
hard.
It's like 8:15. I'm like, oh my God. Then I get there street sweeping, right? No parking. I'm like, my God, I knew it. I hate this. I was getting angry before I even got my wetsuit on. So I go down, I get a spot where I pull into a driveway and I'm going to go to the curb once the street sweeper's waiting.
Right.
8 cars of construction guys are tailgating the street sweeper behind it. So I just cut off this truck straight out.
I'm done waiting.
Oh yeah, I know. I laid on the horn. I'm like, no, I'm taking this spot, dude. I don't care. Let's go. I got out of the car. I'm already frustrated before I even got in the water. I had a terrible surf, which is why I don't want to get into that mindset. I mean,
Yeah.
So anyways, I'm back to Hermosa now.
Speaking of the bubble, obviously they call it the bubble for a reason. How often, what would it take to get you out of the bubble? Besides a wedding in Palm Springs?
Yeah,
Or is that-
good
is that
question.
it?
Obviously, vacations are always fun. But I do still like to go see bands from time to time. We have a good little crew of people. We're all, text each other. You going to this show, going to that show. We pile in cars and do it together. It is good to get out of the bubble. And it's once you do it, you're like, that wasn't so bad.
Right.
But it is. It's like a whole to-do to mentally prepare. Like,
Is the house you grew up in, is it still look the same today?
it is, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it's like...
That's pretty cool.
So there's a few houses, that's the thing about 4th Street, it's pretty cool, is my mom's neighbor next door, they've been there since, I want to say like 50-something. Like, so they're like 92,
Rooted in.
3 years old now.
Right.
Amazing family, Marvin, Shirley, Ron. And next to them are the Comptons. And so they haven't done anything to their houses in 30 years.
Right.
I mean, my mom will keep hers nice and stuff, but you go in there, it's old school,
Right.
but everyone loves her house. Like she was the house as a kid. It was always the open house. Like everyone got their surfboards at my mom's house,
Right.
and she fed everybody. And she's like the mom to half the South Bay.
Yeah, and then you have a big family. You have
Yeah.
How many brothers and sisters do you have?
I got 2 brothers and 2 sisters,
Right.
and the ages span, like 13 years. So it's like I got to know a lot of the younger generation,
Right.
from my younger siblings, and then my sister is a couple years older than me, so she had the older ones, and then again the kids on the street were all ages,
Right.
and you used to get beat up by the older kids, like more like I wouldn't say beat up, I'd say hazed.
Yeah,
back when they did that stuff. So and you learned respect, and surfing was like, I didn't get anyways. If Brian Bradfield was in front of me, he's just gonna snake me and then yell at me for messing his wave up.
I think he still does that.
Yeah, he might.
Sorry, Brian.
Yeah, but it's awesome. Those guys showed us the ropes and taught us respect, and it was a fun time for sure.
Well, Doug, I really appreciate you coming here and being a guest on our couch. We're stoked about this show. We've had a lot of good guests on here, and you're definitely one of our favorites.
Awesome,
So,
man.
Doug, thank you, man.
Thank you,
It's
Brad.
been a
Good
pleasure.
to be here. Stoked.
So keep following us on all our social channels, and stay tuned for the next episode of On the Couch. Thanks.